The night sky over Earth looked peaceful, but it was only the silence before a storm. People were going home, shops were closing, and the world moved like any normal day. But far above the clouds, something huge was watching. Something ancient. Something powerful. And it was ready to speak. Without warning, every light in the world flickered. Phones froze. Cars stopped. Street lamps dimmed until the world drowned in darkness. Then the sky opened, lit by a massive blue hologram stretching from one side of the horizon to the other. People stepped out of their homes, dropped their bags, and looked up in fear. The hologram shifted, forming the shape of an enormous alien figure. Its eyes glowed like cold fire. Its voice shook the air itself. People of Earth, your time of freedom is over. You are ordered to surrender to the Galactic Union. Every person felt the message hit them like a wave. Some screamed. Some ran. Some simply stared, too shocked to move. The alien voice continued. You have 72 hours. If you refuse, Earth will be destroyed. Then the sky went dark again. The hologram vanished, but the fear stayed. Children cried. Adults tried to understand what just happened. The world governments went into emergency mode. News channels exploded with chaos. No one understood why the galaxy wanted Earth to surrender. Humanity had never even met another species before. But not everyone was surprised. Far away from cities, hidden under the ocean in a secret facility built by the world's greatest minds, alarm sirens began to echo. Red lights flashed along metal corridors as a door opened to a restricted command room. Inside, screens displayed one message. Project Black Armada. Activation authorized. Commander Aiden Cross stood in the center of the room, watching the message appear repeatedly. He was calm, but the tension in his jaw showed the weight he carried. He had trained his whole life for a moment humanity hoped would never arrive. A small communication device on his wrist beeped. A voice spoke with urgency. Commander, we have confirmation. The Galactic Union has issued a planetary submission order. Earth's leaders are in panic. They do not know what to do. Aiden answered in a steady voice. They knew this day might come. Prepare the fleet. We launch in 1 hour. He walked down a long hallway that rose to a hidden elevator. As it moved upward, he felt the pressure change. The doors opened into a massive underwater hangar, a dark city of battleships resting in silence. These ships were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. They were built in secret, using Earth's best scientists, stolen alien tech, and pure human creativity. Their black armor absorbed light itself, giving them their name. The Black Armada. The fleet looked like shadows shaped into war machines. No bright colors, no glowing energy cores, no fancy symbols. Only darkness and sharp angles, created to strike without being seen. Aiden stepped onto the command ship, Nightfall. His crew saluted him. They were the finest soldiers Earth had, trained for zero-gravity combat, stealth warfare, and alien psychology long before aliens ever contacted Earth. One officer stepped forward. Sir, the governments have not approved launch. They want diplomacy. Aiden stared at him for a long moment. Diplomacy? With a power that demands our freedom? A power that gives us 72 hours to kneel or die? No. They won't talk. They want us to obey. But launching the Armada without permission. It's the only way Earth survives. Aiden walked to the central deck. The ship hummed to life as engines warmed. The lights across the fleet glowed a deep red, silent, dangerous, ready. Back on the surface, the world struggled to breathe. Scientists tried to understand the alien broadcast. Politicians argued on live television. Some believed surrender was the only safe option. Others believed humans should fight. But no one had answers. In the middle of the chaos, another signal appeared in the sky. Shorter, colder. Earth. You have 68 hours left. Aiden watched the message from the bridge of the Nightfall. His expression did not change, but inside, he felt the pressure growing. The galaxy believed humans were dangerous. But why? Why fear a world that had only just learned aliens existed? He opened a secure file, one he had been told never to open unless the galaxy threatened Earth. The file loaded slowly. Inside was an old recording. A young scientist, shaky voice, terrified eyes. If the Galactic Union ever contacts Earth, know this, they destroy species that evolve too fast. They fear worlds that grow stronger in a short time. Humanity is one of them. If they find us, they will never allow us to rise. Aiden closed the file. Now he knew the truth. The galaxy wasn't offering a choice. They were preparing to eliminate a threat before it became powerful. Earth was never meant to survive. Aiden looked out at his fleet, dark giants waiting to strike. He spoke to his crew. Listen carefully. The world does not know what is coming. They are scared and confused. But we are not. We were built for this. The galaxy demands our surrender. But humanity has never surrendered, not in any war, not in any age. He raised his hand. Black Armada, launch. Engines roared. Water around the ships turned to steam. One by one, the black warships rose from the ocean like ancient beasts awakening from a long sleep. They broke through the surface and disappeared into the sky, leaving Earth behind. Far beyond the clouds, an alien fleet waited, confident and calm. They believed humans were weak. They believed humans would kneel. They had no idea what was coming. Humanity's darkest fleet was now in the stars. And the galaxy was about to learn why humans were feared. The Black Armada moved through the dark void of space, silent as shadows. Every ship followed Commander Aiden Cross, the Nightfall leading the formation. The crew worked quickly, their hands steady on controls, their eyes sharp on every screen. They knew that the galaxy was watching, even if it did not yet understand what humans were capable of. Aiden looked out at the stars, thinking about the world he had left behind. Cities filled with panic, governments arguing over what to do, people praying or crying. But up here, there was only one truth: humanity could not surrender. Not now. Not ever. The Nightfall's communications officer, Lieutenant Mara Lee, broke the silence. Commander, the first alien scouts have been detected near Mars' orbit. They are fast, armed with high-energy disruptors. Aiden nodded. Prepare the fleet. We hit them before they know what's happening. The Black Armada shifted into attack formation. Ships spread out like dark birds of prey. Every weapon system hummed, not with noise, but with raw power waiting to strike. Aiden's strategy was simple. Hit first, strike fast, disappear before they can respond. Humanity had no choice but to fight smart. The alien scouts came into view, massive and gleaming under the sun. They were confident, moving in perfect lines, unaware of what humans had built in secret. Their sensors scanned for life forms, for energy signatures, for threats. But the Black Armada used stealth technology that bent light itself. To the aliens, the ships seemed to vanish. Engage, Aiden said. The Nightfall released the first wave of attack drones. They were small, faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. They swarmed the enemy scouts, striking weak points in their armor and disappearing before counterattacks could reach them. Explosions rippled across the alien ships. They tried to regroup, but the humans had already vanished from sight. Aiden's tactical officer, Rian Cole, smiled. They don't know what hit them. Good, Aiden said quietly. Let them learn. The first battle was over in less than an hour. Not one human ship was lost. Not one human life ended. The aliens were stunned, their sensors and systems overloaded by tactics they had never imagined. Reports poured in from the fleet. The scouts were retreating, confused and terrified. But the victory was only the beginning. The Black Armada moved deeper into space, toward the alien staging grounds. Every crew member knew that the next battles would be harder, that the galaxy's main fleet was much larger, more powerful, and more dangerous. Still, They were ready. Humanity had always been underestimated. That would be their advantage. In the quiet moments between attacks, Aiden walked the Nightfall's corridors, checking on his crew. Soldiers cleaned their weapons, pilots ran simulations, engineers checked shields and engines. No one spoke of fear, only of duty. He paused at a view panel, staring at the stars stretching endlessly ahead. Memories of Earth came to him, the smell of rain on the streets of his childhood city, the laughter of his younger sister, the quiet moments at sunrise when the world seemed peaceful. And then he remembered the alien message. 72 hours. Surrender or die. He clenched his fists. Humanity would never surrender. Back on Earth, the governments tried to react. Military leaders held emergency meetings. Scientists scrambled to understand the alien technology, but their efforts were too late. The Black Armada had already left the planet, moving faster than anyone could track. Humanity's best hope now rested in the hands of Aiden and his crew. Lieutenant Mara Lee's voice came again over the comms. "Commander, we have intercepted a transmission. The Galactic Union is talking to other species. They are calling humans a dangerous anomaly, saying that Earth must be eliminated." Aiden's eyes narrowed. Then it is clear. They fear us because we fight, because we survive, because we refuse to kneel. That fear will be their weakness. The Nightfall's crew prepared for the next engagement. This time, the enemy fleet would be larger, faster, and smarter. But the Black Armada had something the aliens did not expect: human ingenuity, courage, and unpredictability. Aiden turned to his officers. "Listen closely. Every battle from now on will decide the fate of Earth. Every decision counts. We cannot fail." Rian Cole spoke. "We won't fail, Commander. The galaxy has underestimated humans for too long." Aiden nodded. "Good. Then let's remind them why." The first few hours of combat had given humanity hope, but the galaxy's response was already forming. Messages from distant worlds warned of humans' sudden rise, rumors of strange, deadly ships appearing from nowhere. Some species began to whisper, "Maybe Earth is different. Maybe humans are not like other life forms." Aiden knew that the Black Armada's mission was bigger than survival. It was a declaration. Humanity would fight, not just for their planet, but for their place in the galaxy. As the fleet moved toward the stars, silent and deadly, Aiden allowed himself a small smile. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy had just begun to realize the cost of underestimating them. Somewhere in the darkness ahead, the alien fleet waited. They believed themselves unbeatable. They believed Earth was weak. They were about to learn the truth. And the Black Armada was ready to show them. The silence of space was broken by sudden flashes of light. The Black Armada had reached the outskirts of the alien staging grounds. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the Nightfall, watching the radar carefully. Hundreds of alien warships appeared on the sensors, moving in perfect formation, shining like stars in the darkness. The galaxy's so-called peace enforcers were ready to destroy humanity. Aiden spoke calmly, his voice steady. "All ships, lock targets. We strike on my mark. Remember, hit fast and vanish. Make them fear us before they can strike back." Lieutenant Mara Lee's fingers flew across the controls. "Scanners indicate heavy shields. They are prepared for a fight. Then we give them one they won't forget," Aiden replied. The Nightfall led the fleet, diving into the enemy formation. Humans had learned that brute force was useless against alien numbers. Speed, precision, and surprise were their weapons. Small attack drones launched from hidden bays, swarming the alien ships in patterns that seemed chaotic but were perfectly calculated. Explosions tore through the enemy ranks. Alien ships tried to regroup, firing energy beams, but they missed every time. The Black Armada moved like shadows, appearing where the aliens least expected and vanishing before they could retaliate. Aiden's tactical officer, Rian Cole, leaned over the controls. "They're trying to surround us. Should we retreat?" "No," Aiden said firmly. We do not run. We fight smart, not scared. The aliens unleashed a massive pulse, designed to disable the human ships. Aiden's engineers worked quickly, redirecting energy shields and rerouting power to the engines. The pulse hit, shaking the Nightfall violently, but the ship held. "Shields stable," the chief engineer reported. "We can continue the assault." The Black Armada's strategy was simple but deadly. They attacked in waves, striking key command ships and communication vessels first. Without leadership, the aliens began to panic. Their formations broke, and the humans exploited every weakness. Aiden watched the chaos unfold on the main screen. He knew this was just the first battle. If humans lost here, Earth would face destruction in hours. But if they won, the galaxy would see that humanity was not weak. "Target the command frigate," Aiden ordered. "All ships, focus fire." Energy beams from the Nightfall and its fleet tore through the alien ship. Explosions spread across the bridge and control rooms of the enemy vessel. The alien leader's hologram flickered and disappeared. Confusion spread across their fleet. The humans pressed their advantage. Smaller attack squads flanked the remaining alien ships, striking weak points no one else could see. They moved like predators, silent, efficient, and deadly. In the middle of the battle, Marley reported, "Commander, the alien fleet is calling for reinforcements. They're sending larger ships from their inner sectors." Aiden's jaw tightened. "Then we give them more than they expect. Prepare the next wave of drones. Launch them now." The Black Armada's drones hit like a storm. Alien ships that were already damaged could not withstand another assault. Explosions lit the darkness of space. One by one, the alien vessels fell, tumbling into the void. Even as the humans celebrated the early victories, they knew the danger was not over. Larger ships, stronger weapons, and unknown tactics were waiting. But for the first time, the galaxy saw that humans were not weak, not afraid, and not to be underestimated. The alien forces retreated temporarily, leaving the Black Armada in control of the battlefield. Victory had a strange taste, relief mixed with tension. Aiden knew the aliens would return stronger and smarter. He turned to his crew. "Today, we showed them what humans are capable of. Tomorrow, we prepare for their response. They fear us now, and that fear will be our weapon." On Earth, news of the battle leaked through secret channels. People who had doubted humanity's ability to fight were shocked. Rumors spread quickly. Earth's hidden fleet had destroyed a large alien squadron. Governments struggled to explain the impossible. Meanwhile, far in the depths of space, the Galactic Union's High Council watched the destruction unfold. Their voices were harsh, filled with disbelief. How could this primitive species? They should not exist at this power level. The counselors could not comprehend it. Humans had used stealth, speed, and unpredictability to destroy ships they had no right to challenge. They were fast learners, adaptable, and fearless. For the first time, the Council feared that Earth was not a world to be conquered but a force that could change the galaxy. Back on the Nightfall, Aiden and his crew prepared for the next engagement. Systems were repaired, weapons reloaded, and strategies refined. Each crew member understood the stakes. Humanity's survival depended on them. Aiden looked at the stars, endless and dark, filled with enemies waiting. "The galaxy thinks it has seen power," he said quietly, "but it has never seen humans fight when cornered." The Black Armada moved silently, ready for the next strike. The battle had begun, but the war was far from over. And somewhere, deep in the alien command, the words echoed again. "Earth must fall. Humanity cannot be allowed to rise." But the humans were ready. They had already risen. The Black Armada drifted through empty space, calm after the first major battle. But calm in the void never meant safety. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the Nightfall's bridge, staring at the endless darkness ahead. He knew the galaxy was already planning its next move. Humans had won the first battle, but the war had just begun. "Commander," Lieutenant Marley said, pointing at the radar. "Alien transmissions are increasing." They're trying to find patterns in our attacks. They want to understand how we fight. Aiden frowned. Good. Let them try. They will learn nothing but chaos. Humans had an advantage no alien could predict. They adapted. They learned faster than any AI. They solved problems in ways machines could not. They used fear, hope, and unpredictability, things the Galactic Union could not measure or control. That was the secret power of humanity, hidden in plain sight. Far in the galaxy, the alien High Council gathered in a massive, circular chamber. Holograms of Earth flickered in the center, showing the destruction left by the Black Armada. The Council's leader, a tall figure with silver skin and eyes that shone like stars, slammed a clawed hand on the table. "Explain this," the leader demanded. "How did a primitive species destroy our fleet? How did they strike without warning and disappear?" "Commander, they are evolving faster than predicted," one of the counselors said. "They learn from every engagement. They adapt. They fight in ways we cannot anticipate." The council leader's voice was cold, almost afraid. "Then we have underestimated them. Earth is no longer a simple world. They are dangerous." Back on the Nightfall, Aiden opened a secure channel. Only a few trusted officers could see it. Inside the encrypted files were the old records of Project Black Armada. Blueprints, experimental weapons, secret human innovations designed to strike fear into any invader. Rian Cole, the tactical officer, looked over the schematics. "Commander, this technology is unlike anything I've ever seen. How did humans create this in secret?" Aiden's eyes were hard, focused. "Because we had to. We knew the galaxy could one day see us as a threat. Every invention, every hidden ship, every drone, was designed for today. For when our world is cornered. And today, we fight not just for survival, but for proof that humanity cannot be controlled." The crew worked in silence, understanding the weight of their mission. They were not only soldiers, they were humanity's shield, its spear, and its warning to the galaxy. Suddenly, a transmission came from a distant scout. The alien voice was tense, shaken. "Earth, humanity, impossible." The message ended abruptly. No one knew if the speaker was alive or dead. The humans exchanged glances. The galaxy had begun to fear them. Fear was a weapon, and humans had learned to use it better than any alien fleet. Aiden turned to his officers. "The galaxy has seen our power. Now it fears us. But fear alone is not enough. We must strike where it hurts. We must show them that humanity cannot be caged, controlled, or destroyed." Lieutenant Mara Lee nodded. "Sir, reports from allied species indicate some small civilizations are inspired by us. They see that the Galactic Union is not invincible." Aiden allowed himself a brief smile. "Good. Then we are not alone. The galaxy will learn that the strongest force is not fleets or weapons. It is the courage to resist, the will to fight, and the refusal to surrender." The Black Armada continued its journey, moving silently through asteroid belts and empty star systems. Every crew member knew they were part of something bigger than themselves. Every strike, every maneuver, every risk taken in space was a statement. Humanity would not kneel. In the shadows of distant stars, spies reported back to the Galactic Union. Aliens whispered of the humans' secret weapons, their strange adaptability, and their unbreakable will. Some counselors admitted in private that Earth should have been destroyed long ago, before it became too dangerous. But now, it was too late. Aiden studied the stars and remembered the first broadcast from the galaxy. 72 hours to surrender. That countdown had passed, but the threat had only grown. Humans had shown their strength, but the galaxy would not give up easily. "Prepare for the next engagement," Aiden said quietly. "The galaxy thinks it has seen us. It has not seen anything yet. We will strike where it hurts, and we will survive, no matter what they send." In the distant council chamber, the alien leaders plotted. They sent out larger fleets, built stronger weapons, and coordinated their spies. Every move was designed to crush humanity before it could rise higher. But they underestimated one thing: human unpredictability, human courage, human defiance. As the Black Armada sailed through the stars, the crew felt the tension building. This war was not just about Earth. It was about proving that humanity belonged in the galaxy. And deep in the night, far from Earth, far from allies, far from safety, Aiden Cross whispered to himself, "The galaxy feared us before. Now it knows why. And they will never forget it." The Black Armada moved deeper into alien space. Each ship glided through the darkness, silent but deadly. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the Nightfall's bridge, scanning the stars for enemy movement. The galaxy was no longer just a place to survive, it had become a battlefield. Reports arrived quickly. "Commander, multiple alien fleets are converging in the Orion sector," Lieutenant Marley said. "They are preparing to trap us." Aiden's eyes narrowed. "Then we make them fight on our terms. Humanity does not wait to be attacked. We strike first, we strike hard, and we vanish before they can respond." The fleet split into small, fast-moving squads. Each squad had its own mission, some to distract the enemy, some to attack supply lines, some to destroy communication hubs. Humans had no interest in fighting predictable battles. Their strategy was chaos for the enemy, precision for themselves. The first wave of engagement hit like lightning. Small human ships darted between asteroids, using gravity wells to hide from alien sensors. Energy beams struck alien vessels without warning. Explosions flared in the dark, illuminating the deadly ballet of war. "Commander," Rian Cole said, "they're trying to surround us. But they're slow. We can outmaneuver them." "Good," Aiden replied. "Keep them confused. Make them fear every star in this sector. Every shadow should feel like a threat." The Black Armada's attacks were unpredictable. One moment, they were gone. The next, they appeared in enemy space, hitting weak points in shields, disabling weapons, and vanishing before the aliens could retaliate. Every engagement left alien ships confused and terrified. They had never fought a species like this, unpredictable, fast, and ruthless. In the middle of the battle, the Nightfall sensors picked up small alien colonies that had been oppressed by the Galactic Union. Aiden considered them carefully. "Send messages," he said. "Tell them Earth fights for freedom, not conquest. Invite them to join. We gain strength in unity." The colonies responded quickly. Small fleets joined the Black Armada, bringing knowledge, new technology, and reinforcements. For the first time, the humans were not alone in the galaxy. The aliens had expected Earth to fight alone, but now humanity had allies. The largest alien fleet appeared near a dense asteroid field. Their capital ships glowed, weapons ready. "They want to trap us here," Marley said. "It's a kill zone." Aiden smiled faintly. "Then we turn the trap into a weapon." He ordered the fleet to move into the asteroid field, using the dense rocks as cover. The aliens followed, confident that humans would be crushed. But the Black Armada had prepared for this. Hidden turrets, mines, and drones activated from within the asteroids. Explosions tore through the enemy fleet. Ships were destroyed before they could fire. Alien officers screamed orders into silent comms, but chaos had already taken over their ranks. The battle lasted hours. Every strike, every maneuver was calculated to inflict maximum damage while keeping human losses minimal. The aliens were strong, but humans were clever. They adapted to every attack, learned from every mistake, and turned it into an advantage. In the bridge of the Nightfall, Aiden watched as the last of the enemy's capital ships fell into the void. His crew cheered quietly, but there was no time to celebrate. This was only one sector. The Galactic Union was massive, and the war had only just begun. "Commander," Rian Cole said, "reports from other fleets. Aliens are spreading misinformation, claiming we were destroyed. Some of their smaller colonies are questioning their leaders. They fear humans now." "Good," Aiden replied. "Fear is the first step to control. We turn it into rebellion." The Black Armada moved on, striking supply lines, communication hubs, and key planetary defenses. Each attack was precise. Each victory inspired hope. Every alien defeat weakened the Union's control over the galaxy. But the war came with a cost. Human ships were damaged, supplies were low, and the crew grew tired. Aiden knew they could not sustain this pace forever. They needed a plan, a decisive strike that could change the course of the war. "Prepare the fleet," he said quietly. "We will hit their heart. We will show them that humanity does not fight for survival alone. We fight to protect freedom for all who are oppressed. The galaxy will remember this day." As the nightfall and the Black Armada sailed deeper into enemy territory, humans felt the weight of history on their shoulders. Each battle was more than a fight. It was a declaration. Humanity would not kneel. Humanity would not be broken. And somewhere in the darkness, the Galactic Union's leaders realized the truth. Earth was no ordinary planet. Humanity was not just a threat. Humans were the spark that could ignite rebellion across the galaxy. The war had begun in the shadows, but soon the stars themselves would burn with the fire of humanity's defiance. The Black Armada hovered at the edge of the Galactic Union's core system. Every ship was battle-ready, engines humming with quiet power. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the Nightfall, staring at the massive fleet that awaited them. Thousands of alien ships, massive and shining with deadly energy, filled the void. This was it, the final battle. The moment that would decide the fate of Earth and the galaxy. "Commander," Lieutenant Marley said, her voice steady despite the tension, "enemy forces are in perfect formation. They are ready for us." Aiden's jaw tightened. "Then we give them something they have never faced. Humanity does not fight alone. We fight with courage, with strategy, and with fire they cannot imagine." The Nightfall led the Black Armada forward. Small squadrons darted left and right, weaving through the enemy lines. Human ships were shadows moving with precision, striking weak points, and disappearing before alien weapons could respond. Every move was calculated. Every attack was deadly. From the bridge, Rian Cole pointed at the core of the enemy fleet. "Commander, this is their central fortress. It controls all communication and shields for the system. If we take it down, the rest of their fleet will be blind and weak." Aiden nodded. "Then the Eclipse cannon is ready. Bring it online." Deep in the Nightfall, the Eclipse cannon, humanity's greatest weapon, activated. It was massive, fueled by energy harvested from collapsing stars. Its purpose was not just to destroy, but to break the core of enemy control. Once fired, it could disable the main battle fortress and cripple the Galactic Union's fleet. "Target locked," the chief engineer said. Aiden looked at his crew. "This is our moment. The galaxy has underestimated us for too long. Today, we show them the cost of fear." The first wave of attack began. Human ships darted in and out, striking enemy weapons, shields, and engines. Alien forces tried to fight back, but humans were everywhere at once, unpredictable, relentless, unstoppable. The Eclipse cannon hummed, a low and powerful sound that filled the Nightfall. Aiden activated it. A beam of blinding energy shot into space, cutting through shields, ripping through the heart of the enemy fortress. Explosions lit the void like a new sun. The alien command center was obliterated. Enemy core destroyed. Mara Lee shouted. All communication and shield systems offline. The remaining alien ships panicked. They had lost their leader, their control systems, and their morale. Smaller fleets began to retreat, but the Black Armada pressed the attack, striking quickly and decisively. One by one, enemy ships fell into the void, unable to fight or escape. Even as victory neared, the battle was not without cost. Human ships were damaged, crews were exhausted, and many had sacrificed everything. But Aiden remained focused. The galaxy's future depended on their success. "Prepare for boarding operations," he said. "We finish this. We take control of the remaining enemy forces and ensure no one can threaten Earth again." The Black Armada moved like shadows over the remaining enemy ships. Boarding teams secured weapons, ships, and prisoners. Every alien who had doubted humanity now knew the truth. Humans were not just fighters, they were unstoppable when cornered, clever when outnumbered, and fearless when facing annihilation. From the Nightfall's bridge, Aiden addressed his fleet. This war is not just ours. It belongs to every world that the Galactic Union has oppressed. Today, we fight not to rule, but to free. Humanity shows the galaxy that courage is stronger than fear, and freedom is stronger than tyranny. The alien High Council had no choice but to surrender. Their fleets were shattered, their command destroyed, and their morale broken. They had underestimated humanity. They had assumed a primitive world could not rise to challenge them. They had been wrong. In the silence after the final explosions, the Black Armada regrouped. Ships moved in formation, battered but victorious. The galaxy had changed forever. Humans had proven that they could fight, adapt, and overcome forces far larger than themselves. Aiden looked at the stars, countless lights shining in the distance. "This is just the beginning," he said quietly. "The galaxy feared us before. Now it knows why. And they will remember it for all time." The crew of the Black Armada allowed themselves a moment of relief. They had survived, they had fought, and they had won. But they also knew the responsibility that came with victory. The galaxy was watching, and humanity had set a new standard, one of courage, freedom, and the refusal to surrender. From the shadows of the void to the surface of distant planets, whispers spread. Earth had fought back. Humans had won. And the Black Armada was ready for anything that dared to threaten their world again. The galaxy would never forget the name of the planet that refused to kneel. The war was over. The Black Armada floated in the quiet of space, engines humming softly, ships battered but alive. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the Nightfall, staring at the stars. The galaxy had changed forever, and so had humanity. Reports came from distant worlds. Formerly oppressed species were celebrating. Small fleets that had once lived in fear now moved freely. The Galactic Union had collapsed, its leaders captured or in hiding. The galaxy was no longer ruled by fear. It was free, but that freedom was fragile. Aiden turned to his officers. "We have won the war," he said, "but the galaxy is not yet safe. We have a choice, rule with power, or guide with wisdom." Rian Cole spoke first. "Sir, humans could take control of the galaxy. We could ensure no other world ever threatens us again." Aiden shook his head. "That is not why we fought. We fought so that no species would have to kneel. We fight to protect freedom, not to take it away." The Black Armada sent messages to all surviving civilizations. Humanity offered alliance, not domination. They shared technology, strategies, and protection. The galaxy listened, amazed that Earth did not seek revenge or power. The humans had changed the course of history without demanding control. On Earth, people watched the news, though it came slowly through secure channels. Humanity had survived, had fought, and had proven their strength. But more than strength, humans had shown courage, strategy, and heart. Children looked up at the night sky, dreaming of one day joining the fleets that defended freedom. In the heart of the galaxy, Aiden addressed representatives from allied species for the first time. Holograms projected across the room, showing worlds far and wide. His voice was calm, but firm. "Today, the galaxy has learned the power of courage. We do not fight to conquer. We fight so that every species has a choice, every world has a voice, and every life has value. Freedom is not given, it is protected. Humanity will stand with those who wish to be free. And we will strike back against anyone who threatens that freedom." Some alien leaders whispered, some nodded, some looked uncertain. But every species understood one truth: humans had changed the galaxy. They were not conquerors, but defenders. They had defeated the greatest empire with courage, strategy, and determination. Back on the Nightfall, Aiden walked alone on the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly before him. He remembered the first broadcast from the Galactic Union, 72 hours to surrender. He remembered the fear on Earth. He remembered the lives lost, the ships destroyed, and the victories hard-earned. And he knew one thing: humanity had grown. Not just in power but in responsibility. They had risen, not to rule, but to protect. Lieutenant Mara Lee joined him. "Commander," she said softly, "what happens now?" Aiden looked at her, eyes calm. "Now, we watch. We protect. We remind the galaxy that Earth will never kneel. And we prepare for the next threat, because there will always be one." The Black Armada remained in orbit near the core worlds, a silent guardian. Their presence was a warning to anyone who would try to dominate the galaxy. Humanity had shown that even a single planet could rise and challenge the mighty. Across the galaxy, whispers grew into stories. Legends of the human fleet, the Black Armada, and Commander Aiden Cross spread from planet to planet. Parents told their children of the courage of Earth's defenders. Soldiers remembered the tactics, the bravery, and the ingenuity that had saved countless worlds. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but heartfelt. Families hugged. Leaders reflected. Scientists smiled at the success of Project Black Armada, knowing their work had preserved life on countless worlds. Humanity had survived its greatest test. Aiden returned to the Nightfall's Bridge one last time. He stared out into space, calm but alert. The galaxy was free, but vigilance was eternal. Humans had made their mark. They had fought when no one else could, adapted when others faltered, and refused to kneel when the universe demanded it. He whispered, almost to himself, "The galaxy feared us, and now it respects us. But we will never forget why we fight, and we will never stop protecting what is right." The stars shimmered in the distance, peaceful for the first time in centuries. The Black Armada drifted silently among them, guardians of freedom. The galaxy had learned the name of a species it could not underestimate: humanity. And as long as humans stood ready, no world would bow without choice. The war had ended. The galaxy had changed. And humanity's fire, once hidden, now burned brightly across the stars.